Yo, what it do? Part 2, you know what I'm saying? Roundtable podcast. First and foremost, before we start this other episode, man. Yo, get ready, man, for Black Love Weekend in Punta Cana. Go check out the page, We Out Travel Group, Black Love Punta Cana, man. It's going to be epic. It's going to be crazy. We already filming from last season. These episodes we got going on. We just left Punta Cana. Go check out the We Are Travel TV. You know what I'm saying? Go to the page. Yo, click the link in the bio. Check out the videos, the episodes we got coming up. But now, the round table. I got another brother here, man, that's very special to me, man. I say that because everybody I bring up here is special to me. I've known him for a long time, man. He's a great individual, great brother, great father, man. He's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? He's a boss talk fashion extraordinaire. And, just shout out to my brother D, man. Everybody give him a round of applause, man. Welcome to the show, champ. He's in full military uniform, too. Let's be clear about that. And this was not planned or anything. This was not a setup to, you know what I mean? I know I just shouted him out on my IG for Veterans Day, but, yo, he's official, man. What's going on, champ? What's good, man?
Nothing cooler, man. I'm glad. Thank you for the amazing intro. And, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm a good friend. You're a good friend, too. You know, every time I see you, like, to me, you one of the guys we used to look up to.
Appreciate that.
And I'm pretty sure you know my brotherhood already.
Of course.
And, you know, you Top, the rest of the crew, Luke Cash, I know your brother just left here and all that. You know, you guys was the ones, Scotty Wop, all y'all, you know, we looked up to. And, you know, every time I see you, even if you ain't paying attention, I'm tapping you on your back.
Right. Facts.
Was good.
Facts. The love is always there, man.
I appreciate that. But, yeah, like you said, this as far as it being like this wasn't planned. You know, I hit you up early this morning like, yo, listen, I need that number so I can get out of here.
Right.
But I appreciate you, man.
It don't matter. I mean, you know, you here, you in the building, you're looking good. The uniform fits you. I mean, it really just lets a true statement of who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for serving. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
You know, and you about to retire, man.
Oh, woo.
Just like my boy, you know what I mean? We just had Eddie Cash up here. Yo, your brothers did it together, man. Yeah. I salute you for that.
Appreciate it.
And, you know, I'm not going to sound like last week's interview, but like I told Eddie, I didn't see y'all brothers even going that route.
In all honesty, I didn't see it neither. You know, there's a few of my peers that went into the military. One of my brothers, Colin, he went into the Air Force. And there's a few people that I know went into the Army too, and they was like, yo, you should go. I'm like, man, you know, at that age, well, when you young, you know, a teenager, late teens, maybe early 20s, you like, man, get out of here, you gonna die, like.
Right.
So that's why I used to tell them, like, that's not me. Like, I still wanna, you know, party and have fun.
Right, because that's the element you in.
Exactly.
And the time was crazy. The era was crazy. We was all like running. You know what I mean?
The 90s, especially like the mid to late 90s, the early 2000s too.
But none like the 90s, because y'all was with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all was with us. You know what I mean?
And that's what we try to emulate. Like, you know, we seen y'all running around, partying, having fun, showing off. We wanted to do that same thing.
Yeah.
So is going into the military at that time, seeing
too far fetched.
Yeah, exactly. Especially seeing like the visual of what, let's say, TV portrayed of it.
That was the thing for us. Mm-hmm. Not to cut you off, but that was the thing that we saw. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Exactly. Don't get me wrong. My pops, he did his time, but we talking about, we ain't gonna go there. Pop Deuce, you know what I mean? But like our era, what we saw is the shit on TV and like, nigga, what the fuck are you bugging? Nigga? Are you crazy? Yeah. What are you doing, man? We out. This is the American dream. This 90s era is the American dream. What are you gonna go over here and fight some shit, nigga? We partying 7 days a week. But the longevity of it is look at you now, champ.
Yeah. And want me to tell you, at the time when I joined in, I don't know if Eddie told you, I'm not gonna say my life was bad, but it was going downhill.
Yo, my man, we all had those moments. Yeah, we was in tough situations. Mm-hmm. It was what it was.
And he came to me like straight up. He was like, "Yo, D, listen, you're gonna be a loser, baby."
And he told me that. He did say that. He said he came to you and you was like, "Man, get the fuck out."
Yeah, of here. I said it at first. I did say that first. I was like, "Man, get out of here. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do." Then he like really like I would say out of all the people, he really like sat down and talked to me and like basically put my life in front of my face. And I just was like, yo, you know what? You're right. So I told him, let me think about it for a little while. And he took me where I needed to go, and it was history ever since.
Look at y'all now.
Yeah, right?
Look at y'all now. Like, yo.
20 joints.
20
joints.
You know,
it'll be 20 for me on the 16th next week.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
The
20.
7th day is freedom. The 17th is freedom.
20 years serving.
Yeah.
At a point where you didn't really want to fuck with this shit.
At all.
You know what I mean?
But sometimes, you know, life pushes you in a direction where you don't want to be in, but you need to be in.
Right. That's real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, as you there, you get there. It was never a moment you looked around and said, yo, I got it. And I asked A this shit. You just ever a moment when you say, yo, I got to get the fuck up out of here.
I think it was like my first real day of boot camp or basic training. It's like when you first get there, you know, they kind of have you in like a holding spot because you have to wait for a class to start. Okay. Like you don't automatically get off the bus and just go into the class, and you got to wait because you got to think it's thousands of people
coming from everywhere.
Yeah, and they set classes. I guess you got to have a set amount of soldiers in one class, and being that it's thousands coming, they may not be able to hold everybody at one time. So I had to wait for a class to start. I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I was there for maybe a week and a half before I was able to get into a class. And it's just waiting around for somebody, like a class to graduate. So when we got there, it was just basically run and get your uniform. Listen, they clothe you from your head to your toe. Hat, t-shirt, drawers, pants,
socks,
boots, belts, sneakers, all that. So you get an abundance of you, like maybe 4 or 5 uniforms. They give you your sweats and stuff. We call them PT uniforms.
Right.
And all that stuff. So when you first get to the company where you gonna start your training at, woo, yo, I remember we got there. They told us to take all our bags, just put it in the pile. They separated us from where we was gonna be at, and they took all the bags and just dumped them. And said, find your stuff. Find your stuff. And once you get your stuff together, stand, like they had these long like tape on the line and said, go stand in line. So as you trying to find your stuff, you got these people drill sergeants. They yelling at you, hey, listen, get down. Yo, mayhem. You got maybe 120 people wrestling, trying to find everything, and people yelling at you at the same time. All I was saying to myself, like, what did I just get myself into? That's why I was just like, yo, what the fuck did I just... Yo, man, I could curse. I curse? Oh, okay. I just was like, listen, what did I just get myself into? That's all I kept saying that whole time. But once I got all my stuff together, got all my stuff together and got into the line, and I just was standing up like, oh, man, like, what did I get myself into? But they kept asking people. They was like, listen, if you want to leave, you could leave. But trust me, you're going to be here longer than you're supposed to be. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like, if you just telling us we could leave, right, that means we could go right now. But now you saying if we want to leave, we're going to be here longer than we're supposed to be. I didn't get it, so.
It was all mental.
Yeah, so I got all my stuff together. And I remember once they assigned me to a platoon or a company, and my drill sergeant telling us, listen, the fastest way to leave here, get out of basic training, is to graduate. If you get hurt, you're going to have to stay longer because you might get recycled. Recycled meaning that you might have to start with another class all over again. Okay. So your 9 weeks, 10, whatever it may have been, yeah, exactly. You're going to have to start right all over. So in my mind, that's all I kept telling myself, like, yo, listen, I don't care. I got to get the fuck out of here. Right. But as time progressed, it also showed me, like, I'm more than just myself, because that's what you think when you first get in it. Right. You think of yourself as just your own person or individual, where their motto is to build you up. I mean, break you down and build you back up. Yeah. So when you're in a platoon full of let's say 60 people, 59 other people, you have to work as a unit.
Right.
Because that's what they train you as. And every time somebody get in trouble, you get in trouble for that.
Right.
So that was just my main thing. Basically, let's get this over with.
So what did you specialize in?
Oh, my job in the military was automated logistical specialist. So listen, this sounds crazy.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not even gonna repeat that because I'm gonna play myself right now.
It sounds crazy, but all it does is just basically maintaining like warehouse work. So say for instance, if I was in charge of this, I would make sure the mics and all that stuff was in check.
Okay.
Like basically doing your books. And
Okay.
making sure what you have on your books is right.
But they give it this big word to make it sound
because I can not only is with my job I can do about 2 other people's jobs.
Exactly.
So I'm like the manager of the logistical side of things in the Army.
Right.
So that's basically what that is. It's not no.
So doing your travels, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, doing these travels, these journeys, these missions.
Mm-hmm.
Did your mind ever get to a point where it was like, I made it this far. Maybe this is just enough. Or you was just at a point where you was just like, you know what, I'm going full blown. Because, in life, we get to a certain level, and we get a little comfortable. We get a little relaxed. Like, I made it all the way here. Look where I came from. And we just be like, you know what, I'm just going to kind of sit over the mountain and just look. But really, this is just, it's so much more to go. Sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now you got some years and you got some times in. You done seen some things. Well, did the opportunity present itself where you could have bounced and you just was like, you know what, nah, I'm gonna stay?
Far as in my case, let's say it came to me in like my 10th year. My 10th year, I was like, you know what, because that's the halfway point.
Okay.
I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Like I didn't, how things was going in my career, I really didn't see no growth with it. And
it's funny, it's the same thing Eddie said.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and as far as how my life was going, I felt as though it was being okay. And then I talked to one of my section leaders, and I told him like, yo, listen, I'm done. What do we need to do? My contract was coming up, and they the one who talked me into it. They was like, listen, AK, that's what they call me in the Army, AK. They was like, AK, listen, we need you. Mm-hmm. Even though things may not seem the way you wanted to seem, we need you.
Now let me stop you for a minute. Do you feel like they were just shooting you some bullshit, or you feel like they were being genuine? Because sometimes people tell you shit just for you. That's their job to tell you, hey, we need you. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't want no failures in our group, but we need them because you got to make the paperwork look good. Mm-hmm. But was it like, yo, we need you? Did you feel Did you feel like, yo, they was like sincere about where they was coming from?
It was the person who came and spoke to me.
Okay, all right.
That's what it was for me. It was the person who came and spoke to me. And he's the one who came and talked to me and was like, nah, like this is not, don't do this right now. Like you at your halfway point.
Now would that have fucked up the retirement though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If in the military, you could get out at any time. Well, once your contract is up, you could get out. But once you pass that, let's say, and every career is between 20 and 25 years or something like that. But in the military, they have early retirement at 15 years, but you're really not entitled to all the benefits. Once you get that 20 is when you're entitled to everything.
Right.
So I didn't care about the benefits at that time. Right. I didn't care about nothing. I just wanted to get out. I felt as though it was hindering my life a little bit. Like I couldn't really do nothing on certain days. I always have to be here to the military, or like say for instance, I'm the reserve side of things, the National Guard. We do drill once every 1 week in a month, and then like they say two weeks out of the year you have to go train somewhere, but that 2 weeks could be 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks.
That's the gap.
So exactly. So say for instance, it was times where we was going. They said, okay, we call it annual training. Annual training is supposed to last 2 weeks for a particular surgery, your regular end date. But you got to think about, it has to be set up. Things got to get set up. There has to be a start. Like, say for instance, I know we spoke a little while earlier, and you said, listen, I had to set up for this morning before you start your 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock show. That's just like with annual training. In order for this 2 weeks to get started, we got to set up for 4 weeks. And you got to think, we training the whole state of New Jersey.
Wow.
So that's going to take, you training 5,000-6,000 soldiers. So you got to set, it's going to take about 4 weeks to set up so that you could do your 2 weeks.
Okay. Now, you at that, they come to you. The person that, they send your guy to you, So you say, you know what, I'm going to keep it going. Or was it just like, let me think about it?
Listen, and honestly, it was life situations for me. Far as, like, I was on child support, and child support was kicking my ass, like. So I was like, yo, you know what? They was giving out a fat bonus. And I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to do it. I said, I'm going to do it for another 4 years.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to give them 4 years, get this bonus, pay this off, and I should be all right.
Okay.
So then during that time, I took the money and did whatever. And we got deployed. We went to Iraq. And I was maybe 2 years in after that. And I just was like, yo, you know what? After things happen and the people that you with, especially the people that, like, say for instance, I say that you sleep with.
Right.
The people that I slept with, they was real, like, we had a real camaraderie in our room. And how we spoke with each other, it wasn't like, oh, this is going to be the end all be all. It's like, yo, listen, when we get home, this is what we're going to plan for ourselves. And that's when I went, like, when I came home from overseas, this was in 2009, I finished off with my education. I planned my life. Like, I was going for a whole year, maybe a little over a year, and I was able to plan my life out.
You put
like,
things, you put everything
exactly.
in order.
Like, I didn't have the stresses of home bothering me.
Right.
So while I was away doing what I was doing, God thinking we got back home safe.
You putting everything in order.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it was. As soon as we got home, I had this dude, Martinez, and I called this other dude, the dark-skinned me, Hightower. Me and him come from the same cloth. Like, we both was born and we was from North. We lived in the same building, ain't even know it.
Wow.
And all that. And we just, like, connected. And literally, like, he's the dark-skinned version of me. Like, tall, light-skinned, slim. Well, tall, dark-skinned, and slim. Tall, light-skinned, slim. Like,
right.
Waved and stuff all that time. And, we just sat down whenever we had off time and just planned. So when I came home, both of us, like, we went to school. We graduated.
Followed the script.
Yeah, exactly. And then from that point on, the military became easy for me.
Okay.
It just was like, yo, you know what? Let's just ride it out.
Okay.
Do the time and that's it. But that's how I look at life too. Like, even when I was in school and stuff, I was like, yo, this shit is hard. Then it was like, yo, you know what? All you gotta do is sit here. Sit here, do this little bit of work, and then you good.
Right. So now, we out the military. Where does the clothing line come from? Matter of fact, let the fans know, let our people know the name of your clothing line.
The clothing line is Cultivate. And the reason why I call it Cultivate, it derived from the word cultivate. Cultivate means to start or come up with something new, to be unique. And cultivate, being that we are the culture and we bring things new to the table and everybody wants to emulate us, that's what we do. So mine means developing manifestations of human intellect and bringing it together collectively. Because us as a culture, that's what we do.
Exactly.
First, we bring it to each other first. Let's say style. We bring it to each other first. And everybody look at us and be like, yo, that fly. Let's use cornrows, for example. Where did cornrows come from? The Africans.
Right.
Doing their hair and all that stuff, and we're African American.
Right.
So we bring that style. Guess who else wearing?
Every and anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
All nationalities.
Exactly.
I done seen Koreans. I done seen the Haitians. I done seen the whites.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what cultivate means.
Right.
So,
what made you get into the fashion lane?
Like I said earlier, looking at
just,
child.
Okay.
Looking at child.
Love getting fresh.
Exactly. Like y'all was the fresh dudes. And listen, like I said, me moving from North to Englewood was a different perspective. I had a different perspective about things. You know, growing up for me, it was a little rough and tough, and it was. I don't want to use the word crazy. It just was my environment.
Right.
Then that switch to where it wasn't nobody on the corner hustling. It wasn't no shootouts or anything like that.
It wasn't mayhem and growing up in Englewood. Let's just keep it real. It wasn't a war zone.
Everybody was cool with each other. You know, you
might have had a little bullshit here
I'm
and
about to
there,
say,
town
look,
shit. But it wasn't a war zone.
Exactly. And everybody just liked to have fun. And then seeing everybody having fun, everybody getting fresh, like, yo, you know what? I want that. I want to look like that. Or, damn, I want to get these when we whatchamacallit. We'll see y'all walk around like, yo, you got those one? I want to get those. Like,
right.
So when it was time,
Right, it was time.
It was time.
But was that in the playbook when you was doing the planning?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. How that really came about, we was doing the OTE thing, official tissue. Right. And like I said, there's the Brotherhood, me, Ryan, Spock, Beef.
Because all of y'all,
Eddie,
damn near gotta have a line.
Yeah. So, but that's what we got out of that, because with the OTE, we kind of all had our lanes. It was like, you know, Cash and Reem, they had like the social media to like the networking stuff. And like say for instance, we was all tired of putting our money up into throwing these parties and all this stuff. And it's like, yo, we gotta have another avenue. And me and Beef sat down one day. We was like, yo, you know what? I just seen something. And I was like, yo, we could do t-shirts. Like, that's a walking billboard. That's free advertisement. And it just was a big thing in my mind. And Beef agreed to me, and we all sat down, we talked about it, and we was like, yo, it's a go. We just gotta find a design. And Spock had this design already. And it was like a shield with the tissue box with the money coming out.
Right.
That to me, that was dope.
That was fire.
Official tissue right there. So you know what? Hold on, I got to shout. You remember Clint?
Of course.
I got to shout out Clint, because I think personally, if it wasn't for Clint, I wouldn't know as much information as I knew right now. Because when I came to him with that shirt, well, with the idea, and he did the shirt for me, he put me on like, well, all of us on rather, just schooling us about like garments, how to get like
the bundles,
and network and all that stuff. Clint and even like far as with the vinyl and all that stuff. Clint put me on, and it's just been over from that point on. But you know, after Clint, you got to think like with business, you try to go to whatever's cheaper. So you got to think, you know, Clint, he had a business at that time. He had to make the money that he needed to make to, you know, pay bills and get stuff done.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So, you know, it was a little, well, once we branched off, let's say after we branched off from OTE, we was popping with OTE, and then, you know, things go how they go. It not saying that it didn't work, we just didn't follow all the way through with it.
Right. Didn't complete the assignment.
Exactly. So then we all branched out and was like, yo, we could do this, we could do that. Like Ryan, he had Chop, and Chop at that, especially at that time, went crazy.
Yeah, I heard about that. I missed it. I was in the NC then.
It made sense, like for the smokers and all that stuff.
Of course.
It was a dope design.
It was a known brand, because when I first saw it, I ain't gonna front. I remember when I came back, the visit on one weekend to see I came back anyway. I seen somebody with the t-shirt on. I said, "Fuck is that?" Nigga said, "Yo, that's Ryan's."
Yeah.
Like Ryan, who Ryan? Now at the time, I know y'all by what
the
we
nicknames.
call y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who Ryan? You know, Ryan live on Garden Street over there he said by your boy Herb. I said, what? Like, yo, where? Like that? I went up to I forgot who the person was. I literally like, yo, where you get that from? Who is that?
Yeah. That joint was dope.
It was fire, because my thing, I'm down south. Let me bring this back down there. Mm-hmm. And you know how we do. I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna be fresh in it. You know what I'm saying? So that, you're right. Like, it was off the gate from the beginning when I first saw it.
And Spock had the 5th and Rodeo.
He told me that. I asked him to bring that back. He ducked on me.
Yeah. Now listen, 5th and Rodeo was dope too, because it had.
I missed that. See what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff I missed. So I was catching it, the end of it, seeing like the ending trend of it all. Cause I was living out of town at the time. You know what I mean?
And then the thing I had back then, it was called FEB, like FEB for everybody. But I think that let me say, I think the reason why mine did what it did, like far as like numbers and stuff, like it didn't do bad. But I think because I have a lot of pairs, like I'm in the military. That's
how many.
Yeah, exactly. Then I got my friends from where I work at, my friends from here. Then I got the Brotherhood. And then we all know a lot of people here. So
exactly. So
we
your
all
whole outlet is like y'all running the whole party, you know.
Exactly, and that's how it was even when
like
we
a
was doing
cartel on the low. It's like y'all a mini cartel. I'm gonna keep it real right now. Your whole team is a mini cartel. Cause I told Eddie Cash, it's like y'all come together like Voltron.
Yeah, nah, you're right.
Everybody plays a part, and everybody gets in where they fit in, and everybody celebrates each other. That's what I love about y'all. Y'all all celebrate each other. It's not like, yo, I got a shirt. What are you doing getting the shirt out? Put your shirt.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and that's dope. And I gotta salute you for being a part of that. Because a lot of brothers don't want to be a part of that. But I believe some of that also stems from that military. Because you was already with a brotherhood. Then your brother brings you into the military. Then you bring that same mind state that you have to the military. Then you come with some other brothers that you don't even know.
And we
make a camaraderie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like the mentality of, yo, we gonna win as a team always stuck with you.
Exactly. And even working with that is just everything is just team in itself. And I'm pretty sure when they came up here, they let you know, like, listen, when we want something done, say for instance, like with the designer aspect of it, like it'd be like, all right, what do you think this look like? And be honest. That's one thing.
Cool. That's what makes a team. If I can't tell you that shit is whack,
exactly,
and you get mad at me,
if I make it, I already think it looks dope.
Exactly.
But I want your opinion. So they said, nah, scrap that. This is whack.
I'm quite sure you done did a lot of scrapping.
Yep.
Trust
me, I did. Yeah, trust me, I did.
A lot of
it. But like you said, that's the dope part, because it's like, all right, because you could have it. Like, say for instance, being that I do a little bit of graphic designing now. So I could see it at first, put it together, and be like, oh, okay, this look alright. Then I send that picture or whatever to my peers. Like, we got a group chat. So I send that to this, yo, what y'all think about this?
But you also have a lot of peers too.
Yeah. No, but I send it to the brothers. I don't send it to, yeah. Because listen, for the most part, your peers are going to support you just because you're you.
Of course.
Now I'm just trying to get everybody outside of them to support you.
Exactly.
So that when they see whomever, with whatever, like, yo, say for instance, is this female I'm cool with, and she was like, oh, Derek, let me get a sweatsuit, this cream joint, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, and she went to go get her nails done or something. She was like, listen, I didn't really broadcast this design. I put a shirt in there for you. I didn't really broadcast this design or anything, and she was like, I need like 5 more and 3 different colors. Okay, cool. I make it. Send me the money. I went to my job and somebody said they wanted it, so I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, this one is a good one. But that's how it usually is. Like, right. You put something out, your peers are gonna support you. Now, when whoever sees you outside your peers, that's when it comes in.
That's the real.
Exactly.
That's the real show.
That's when it's like, yo, damn, like, motherfucker. Well, people fuck with me, like. People really like.
And they don't even know me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the end of the day, we don't even know the fashion niggas that we rocking they shit. We just know it look good, so we don't have relationships with them.
But it's also through word of mouth too.
Exactly.
We see Future or somebody else with something on. What we say? Oh, that shit is hot.
Right.
Dior or something. Oh,
right.
That shit is hot. Versace or any of that other stuff. Now, me personally, I never really liked that stuff. Not only because I couldn't afford it, but it just was bland. It was plain.
It's funny that you said that. Because I agree with you. I never was kind of into certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just wasn't, it just never, and I thought I was the only person because I had peers that, what are you talking, and that Gucci with that, I'm like, yeah, that's dope, but to me, that just, and it wasn't more so that I couldn't afford it. It was like, yo, I don't really want to spend that on that because I'm not, for me with clothes, it's got to be like, oh my God, I need that right now. And that's not the feel that you getting.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to say, and another thing too is how you dress. Like, you don't gotta wear designer to be dope. Like,
And that's what a lot of these kids, you know what? A lot of the young guys, our younger generation, I got young boys, they think that. I got that. Yo, my man, you don't. It's not, it's how you put it together,
and your confidence. Like, say for instance, even when I came here, I kind of wanted to change my clothes. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just, this is what it is. Like,
right.
And to me, what you got on is dope. Like, you got the green joint on, the hat. And listen, I swear to God, this may sound crazy, but I always wanted to wear glasses. And you throwing it on with the glasses too. So
and I need them. And they ain't prescription for the folks. It's just a style thing. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I mean?
And then you can match it up with that. It's not about having that
name.
Yeah, it's your confidence and just how you throw it on. That's it. Your confidence. Because look, let's say sometimes you may see somebody with some weird stuff on. And it's like, damn, like, how did they put that together? And it could look all right to you. But sometimes you can see the people with the dope stuff on, and it could look whack.
And I'm quite sure we both seen that, because some people just be overkilling.
Yeah.
Like, my nigga, that's just not it. You just want to see like a walking Gucci billboard. That's corny, champ. Like, I don't know who told you that was dope, and why somebody did not tell you to go in the house and not wear that. But you know what I mean? You definitely 100% right.
And want me to tell you too, even like I said, with the brotherhood, like if we come out the house looking a certain way, we just like, yo, nah.
Yo, that's the same thing with our team. We the same way. I mean, brother, yo, it's dope, but you supposed to have brothers like that.
You know
what I'm saying? Because I had been in situations with my brotherhood. Yo, my man, if you don't buy that, I'm gonna buy it for you.
Yeah.
Like, you need that. I can't wear it. You need it. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how your brotherhood will be out popping and copping somewhere, and like, yo, my nigga, you gotta get this jacket. I know you've gotten them calls, yo, champ. I seen this coat you need.
I remember one day, this was a few years back. Say for instance, we all into sneakers, right? And they went to Vegas. And I think the Nike Air Force One high top foams came out. But it was the white ones. And Ryan was like, yo, D, listen. They got them down here. I'm like, yo, listen, please give me a pair. Please give me a pair. He was like, nah, somebody else got them. But I think he called around for me. And he was like, yo, go to Packers right now. I was like, what? He was like, yo, they got him in there for you. I was like, oh, shit. Ran the Packers, boom.
Right.
That's how it's always been, though. Like, yo, listen, if you could get another pair, get one for me. And now, even to this day, like, maybe 2 weeks ago, we was in a parking lot somewhere, and we talking about sneakers, like, yo, like, who the sneaker king now? Because we had my man T, or Tavares, back in the days, he was the first sneaker king. Like, you go into his house, it was automatic Foot Locker.
Right.
And then it was just like, we had probably like 3 or 4 pair of sneakers. But he had maybe 16. Then from that point on, it just was like, yo, you know what?
It was a friendly competition.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what it was for us.
And that's exactly what it was.
You know what I mean? You go in your man room, and it's like, damn, this nigga wall looks
crazy.
And you go at home. It's times I went home, like, yo, and I'm going to keep it real. Instead of them being 7 high, I made them longer to make it look better. You know what I'm saying? For me, because I went to my man crib, and them chicks was looking like you said, Foot Locker, man.
Uh-huh.
But yo, with that being said, you got a son.
Oh man, yo, listen,
young man.
I'm not gonna lie, he's 16 years old. That's the love of my life, man.
How is that showing him the game that you got?
I think what he sees in it from me is being an entrepreneur and working for yourself, because he sees it from the inside out.
That's why I asked you that, Chin.
Like he sees,
you got the machine. Like,
exactly.
You got machines. You got your whole little.
I got a whole shop. I got a shop.
You got a shop. It ain't no, I'm going over here. I'm putting in the work, and him seeing that, being your son, being into fashion. How does that make you feel, man?
For me, amazing. Like, and my son is not like me at all. Like, he don't really care about getting fresh.
Okay.
But he wants to look a certain way. Like, things gotta fit for him. But and another thing that I like it, he likes wearing my clothes. Like, it's not like, and he'll tell me too.
It's not like you forcing it on him. Like, yo, you're gonna be my billboard. He might be coming to you like, yo, Dad, I need that.
Mm-hmm. And another thing is too, he'll tell me if it's ugly. He's like, yo, Daddy, nah.
That ain't it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, listen, what you think about this?
I get that all the time. I don't even design the clothes. You're not gonna wear that with that? Like, nah, Dad, you're bugging. That's some old head. I'm like, yo, you're bugging. So I get it, but you're the designer.
Yeah.
You're the entrepreneur.
And
you're the source of it all. And he's seeing that.
For him, let's say, especially right now, he's a young man. He's 16 years old. Let's say this past summer, like I see, and I know his mother. She's a hard worker too. Like, you know, she's a nurse practitioner, and I know.
Shouts out to her.
Yeah, she does a lot, not only for herself but for him too. But far as like the male aspect of it, I think that this summer, like, he showed me, us, and him. He had 2 jobs, a full-time and a part-time, and he still was like doing little side things, hustling. I'm just looking at him like, yo. And usually I have my son every other day.
Right.
And I was going through like withdrawal, like, yo, listen, you not gonna come chill with me? Nah, Daddy, I gotta go to work. Yo, Daddy, nah. And we was talking about like cars. You know, he about to get out of high school in a few years. So he was saying that he want like a Tahoe or something. And I'm like, yo, when me and your mother put the money together, you're not getting this. You're going to get what we could give you. I like, the only way you're going to get what you want is if you put more money to it. And I think from that point on.
That drove him.
Yeah. He just, even now, like, he probably at work right now as we speak.
Yo, that's funny, because my son is the same way. You know, my son, Shami, he lived with me, so it's like, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yo, you want this, you want that. I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you that. But yo, my man, you going to meet me halfway with certain things.
Exactly.
And I think, you know, that's something my father taught me. Certain things you want, yo, meet me halfway. If you show me the effort, I'll meet you. I'll meet you the other way, but you got to put forth the effort.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I ain't going to say I think, that's what your son learned from you and his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Put forth the effort, and we're going to ride the whole mile with you, but you got to give us something.
Exactly.
And I think that stuck with him. Now, with having a 16-year-old, have you ever talked to him about the military, joining, or you don't even?
Nah, I don't.
You let him make that decision.
Exactly, and that's how I've always been with him. Like, certain decisions, you know, it's certain things we make our children do.
They ain't gonna want to do.
Yeah, and it's certain things that we let our children do.
Whew, say that again, man.
It's certain things that we make our children do, and it's certain things that we let our children do, so that we could give them their independence or learn some type of independence at that age or early age. Because, you know, my motto is with my child is, you know, I will let you fail, but I won't let you become a failure. So I will guide you every step of the way, but I'll also let you fall on your face so you can see how I feel. And hard too, but I'm not going to let you bust your head to the white meat.
Right.
But while I'm here on this earth. But far as, you know, like you said, meeting you halfway, that's just something that they have to learn, because when they get out in the real world, say for instance, you know, God loves us all, and, you know, to pray that they be strong when we're gone. Once we leave this world, we can't protect them anymore. They're going to have to protect themselves. They're going to have to fall and learn.
I believe that's now, even when they walk out the door.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, even with me talking to I don't tell my son everything.
Of course
but I tell him
enough.
I tell him more than enough. I would say, when you tell somebody everything, you tell him everything to its totality. I just tell him all of it. Well, I tell him all what he needs to know for right now. Like, when he was going to high school, I was saying, listen, you know, this is a different time in your life. Like, you're going to have a lot of friends that's not going to be your friends anymore, because they're going to see the older kids doing other things. And it's going to be things you're going to get attached to. And it's just a lot going to happen at this time. And I explained it to him. Girls, friends. I even taught my son how to go to school. Like, it was one thing that I said before. Like, we have because, you know, I was in the school system too. I worked in the school system for 11 years.
Wow. I didn't know that. Congratulations, that. See what I'm saying? Y'all just...
They thank you. And I always tell people, and even me coming up, like, when we go to school to socialize and learn. And I would say, let's use 40% of that is learning and 60% of that is socializing.
That's a fact, and I'm glad you was real about it, because 40% of it is definitely
the learning aspect. And when we was going to school, we just wanted to have fun, play around, mess with girls, and then learn. Now, what I tell my son is, because you got to think, like, okay, I've been to college, I've been here, I've been that. That's what I want to prepare him for. I want him to get, like what we did when we was younger, we did everything then and there. And then as we got older, when the struggles and stuff came, well, for me, per se, you know, I just had to deal with them how I had to deal with them.
Right.
And then had to overcome that. Whereas I teach him everything now where
he's prepared.
Exactly. So when he don't have no worries now. Do what you need to do so that when your future comes, you can be able to do what you want to do.
I thought, you know what, that's dope, man, because I swear I'm at with my son right now. He just got his little jobs, and he been kind of bouncing from one job to another job. I'm like, yo, bro, welcome.
Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the. I said, yo, and at the end of the day, this is not going to be the end all be all.
Nah, not at all.
Don't ever think. Just keep from everything that you're doing. Just keep learning a little something. If you got fired, oh well, learn why you got fired.
Exactly.
Cause daddy can't go to the job.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Oh, they didn't. You know what I mean? So you absolutely right. And it's funny as us men, yo, we kind of all doing the same thing in the same household with our kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter my age, your age, younger. It's all age groups, but it's no. I don't know the right word to say. We kind of doing the same seminar, but just in different brackets, in different formulas, in different households. So it's dope to come together with different fathers and knowing that we all on the same page is raising a son or a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I definitely salute you for that, man. And as you get ready to retire, bro, well, the time is here, man. Where do you find where you gonna be at, man? What's you done did everything, champ. Where we going now? What's the plan, man? I know the clothing line's gonna go to the ceiling.
Oh yeah. You know that's what it's made for.
You know.
But
outside of that,
after this retirement thing, man, and I'm gonna use the word wholeheartedly. I'm gonna retire. Like I don't want to do nothing.
My man, that's why you retired. Like
yeah, I don't want to. But it's some people they go out and they still want to work and they do it. Listen, I plan on, moving away. Like I used to hear the old people say, like in the winter, I'm gonna go here and where it's
right.
hot, and when it get hot back down here, I want to come back. But that's my plan. I want to move away and just sit on a nice little rocking chair on my porch and say hi to the kids. Go to the gym.
Continue to do your thing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna just get fat and lazy like the gangsters, like they say in the songs in the video. We're not doing that, but you just gonna really, kick back.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to.
And that's a blessing, man.
I don't want to do nothing. And like me and my mother, we talk a lot too about this. And she say the same. She just asked me the same thing. She's like, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "Listen, I don't want to do. I just want to wake up, go to the gym, come back home, relax, and that's it."
Wow, and that's dope. And you
That's
deserve
it.
that. Everything that you've done, accomplished, fighting for us, your own personal fights, your own personal struggles. Yo, salute you, King.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Like I said to, and I can count on one hand how many brothers I know personally that's been talking retirement in this year to me. And that's dope, bro. And it pushes me to like, yo, champ, you gotta find your lane because your brothers is retiring.
But listen, you doing your thing right
here.
here.
I mean, I'm here. You know what I mean? But it's still a motivation. At 47, you, Eddie, my other guy, y'all like the retire. Yo, that's dope because I don't see that. You see your older generation retiring. My mother and father retired. Mm-hmm. I don't see my peers that I was in the party with, that we did this or we did that with. Yo, I'm retiring, champ. Yo, that's an honor, man. That's an accomplishment within itself. That, yo, let's be honest, in our black community, ain't too many of that going on, my man.
Nah, you right.
You know what I'm saying? As we get ready to close, man, tell the people where we can find the clothing line.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I
know
you're on the gram, but I'm quite sure you're in other areas.
I'm on the gram. You could go to Cultivate Me, and the Vate, the last 4 letters of the word is V, the number 8T, and My website is cultivateme.us.
Okay.
And everything will be on there. Or you could go to my personal page, Diggler, DIGGLAIII on Instagram. And everything will be on both of those pages, man. You know, and I do giveaways too. I'll be on the gram or whatever, you know, catch a giveaway there. You catch a sweatsuit, a shirt, depending on what the weather may be, that's what it's going to be. A coat, something like that, anything.
And you got multiple designs, champ. I didn't I didn't watch that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. You got a lot of things. And you got the women.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about our ladies.
Nah. That's one thing I can't forget about too. Like me being a man, you know, I like booty shorts. So
you created them.
Exactly.
That's dope. You know
Nice little t-shirts. You know, but that's that far as the when it comes to the fashion or the clothing line, that's what it all boils down to. It's just whatever ideas that you have, you know, put it together and try to make it look nice. And one thing that with the clothing line that I'll try to give everybody is quality instead of quantity.
Right.
Like, you know, as a young little dirty dude, I always wanted the dope stuff or something that looked nice, and it was always expensive.
Right.
So I try to give you the expensive for not that.
Yeah.
Not taxing
Try to
your
keep
pocket.
it official with you.
Exactly.
That's it.
You could buy a sweatsuit with me and also get a pair of socks.
That's
the
what's
match.
Up, man. Yo, listen. We appreciate you here, man. It's the Round Table Podcast, man. We're going to be closing out with our great brother, man. We admire, I admire him, man. And, thank you again, D.
I appreciate you
AK. We appreciate you, man. But don't forget to check us out on We Out Travel Group. We got the Black Love Weekend coming up, April 7th through the 11th. Get in tune, lock in on the Instagram. Check us out. Yo, you know what it is. Your boy Shamik. Like I always tell you, man, I'm the voice of the culture, man. It's love is love, man. God bless, man. We out of here.
One.